Hello, everyone. It's 2:20 p.m. I woke up about 2 hours ago, almost 2.5 hours ago. It was let's see, I think I went to bed at 2 o'clock this morning. And after 2 o'clock this morning, excuse me, excuse me, sorry. After 2 o'clock this morning, I think I remember it took a while for me to get to fall asleep. Like took a few hours, or felt like a few hours, and then I finally went to sleep. Excuse me. And then after that, I woke up. It was shortly after 12 o'clock, but so I don't have 10 hours of sleep like I would have thought I did because I had some moments, some insomnia moments where I couldn't sleep. So I had like I had to like throughout the middle of the night and during the day or whatever, you know, I had to deal with a lot of noise harassment, loud music, motorcycles, loud muffler, loud engine, and stuff like that. Excuse me. So, so then I woke up and that Mission Possible perk um was he came and said some weird stuff about trafficking in the dark web. I put it in the community post. Excuse me. So so it's like I need to practice to rise above, you know, the demonic people that hate me and want me destroyed. You hate me and want me destroyed, but you working for Satan. You call me greedy all day. You call me fat all day. You're obsessed with my relationship with food when, you know, I used to have, you know, a big food problem, but not anymore because I'm not on psychiatric pills anymore. So, I'm not on psychiatric pills anymore. And, y'all condemned me for eating 3 meals a day. And the way my sleep schedule is or has been, you know, living up in here, I haven't been most days. I don't even get to eat 3 meals a day. And excuse me. There might be moments where, like when I haven't, for many years, I stopped eating in the middle of the night and try to not eat after 8 o'clock at night. But then, because there was a point in time when my meals would be like, when I was living in Greenville, South Carolina, or Los Angeles, my dinner would be like 7:30 in the evening, almost pretty much every evening. But due to like acid reflux or something like that, or heartburn, I tried to not eat past 7:30 or 8 o'clock or whatever. And then I try to eat healthier, try to eat better. I even lost a lot of weight. But then due to the homeless situation and being poor and broke and stuff and not having the convenience to eat healthy food, I ended up gaining all this weight back. And so, like, ever since living up in here, it wasn't till like maybe June or July, I would end up, not every night, but sometimes off and on, I would eat at like 2 or 3 o'clock, or maybe even 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then fall asleep and have nothing else to eat until dinner time, like 7, anywhere between 6 and 10 p.m. So, as I said, I already explained that because of lack of transportation. That's why I don't get lack of transportation and me not having a lot of money. That's why I don't have really anywhere to go or any outings to go. And plus, I can't even go to do laundry or go get mail without perps following me and harassing me and stuff. So y'all falsely accuse me of being a troublemaker. So that's one of the reasons why I stay inside all day. Can't even go for walks for exercise. They have a whole gym across the street. I haven't gone yet. Excuse me. I don't go because of, perks. So I just stay here. And so I just stay up in here. So they're obsessed with my relationship with food, and they're obsessed with me and jealous of me, and reversing on me and lie and say that I'm jealous of them and wish that I was them, or that I'm living vicariously through them, when they've been stalking my every move and condemning me. And then they're mad because I have them blocked. So they're like, oh yeah, you can't stop me from commenting about you on other people's videos. So they're like, oh, Candy has a whole shower in her cabin and she stinks and her cabin stinks. And she has a whole shower in her cabin and she doesn't bathe. And they just falsely assume all kinds of stuff. I told y'all about the incident yesterday. As I said, I can't get to take a shower every day like I want to because they squeeze my organs. And it's traumatizing. So, I have boxes of baking soda around the house, and I'm always cleaning and sanitizing. If my house stunk really bad, then the front desk people, the time that they came here, they probably would have said something. My house the cabin I'm staying in, it doesn't even look that dirty. It's not even that dirty, So, how can you call somebody stinky if you don't know what I smell like? You've never been around me. So the last time I ate was before 8 o'clock. Somewhere between 6:30 and 8 o'clock, but I really don't remember. But it was in between 6:30 and 8 o'clock. And me having that long a time of no eating, and then it's almost 2:30 right now, and it was just before 2 o'clock, I had just 2 donuts to eat. And I haven't had donuts in a while, I don't eat donuts that much. But, since I went to 7-Eleven yesterday, I I mean, I bought the donuts and the breakfast sandwiches. But, it's been a while since I think I only had donuts 3 times since being here, since April, you know. And I don't remember whether or not I had any donuts when I was in Cincinnati, but in Pensacola, I didn't have like a lot of donuts. Me calling myself trying to make attempts at trying to improve my health or better my health. But I mean, as I said, I'm going through a rough time right now. I'm not quote unquote greedy by nature. But I mean, y'all sitting there judging me and condemning me and harassing me. But y'all sitting here, defending and agreeing with devil worshipers. That says a lot about your character. So publicly, they'll have people who will speak against you or whatever. But they'll speak against you and determined to be your enemy. But I'm surprised that they have a few people who will defend and support me in secret behind closed doors. Because I mean, if my enemies see them defending me or whatever, then they're gonna attack them too. So, but it's like a lot of people pretend to be goodly out in the open, but they would rather do evil in secret. But if they have, a lot of Christians, if they do good deeds in secret, but if they commit a sin, when they try not to, but if they do end up committing a sin, the public would be made to know about it, So I got more confirmation, from, other people too that were saying that that Paul person and Targeted Journey that they're actually perps. Because they got some people who like, from my understanding, from what I've been reading, they had people who start off, I guess as perps. They sell out and become perps, and then after they become perps, then, like, if you sell out and then become a perp, and then I guess you feel like you don't want to play the game no more, so then you end up being targeted. And then that's how you see some fakes playing both sides. And then, but they got some people who, if you've been targeted, and then at your lowest, you beaten into submission, and then start to become a perp, and then it's like a lot of confusion, and people like the online gang stalkers, they manipulate and twist what I say. If I get frustrated and say fuck the TI community, and then they'll try to be like, see, Candy's not a real TI because why is she bashing the TI community? Or why did she say the TI community is full of perps? Well, they are full of perps, but only a few TI, like isolated, singled out TIs. So they got some people doing the perping and being perped. But they got some people who try to live righteously or trying to do the right thing. If you're trying to do the right thing and trying to live righteously, if they're trying to do the right thing and live righteously, and okay, so if y'all if you're trying to do the right thing, Um, they got some people who are uncorrupted, targeted individuals, but if people say that they are like a diamond in the rough or one in a million or whatever, it's very hard to find a sincere, genuine, real TI. You know, I mean, if they have some people that private message me and tell me that I'm the only real TI that they see, but the popular fakes are calling me fake, falsely accusing me of being fake, you know. So it's like, and they have multiple people who say that a targeted journey is a witch or that she practices witchcraft. And people say that Paul looks dangerous, crazy, and evil himself. You know. So if you've been in prison 5 times, yeah, I really think you're a government agent. I mean, that was just random out of nowhere, just the harassment for no reason and stuff like that, And then y'all claim y'all hate gang stalkers, or you feel like the gang stalkers are so disgusting. But then you turn around and do exactly what they do. Playing both sides, like you can dish it out but can't take it. If you say you hate gang stalkers, but then you team up with the satanic sex traffickers against me and join them on a bullying, I can't comprehend that. I mean, I thought that Paul was a pure, uncorrupted, targeted individual. And the same thing with that Philip Dean guy. And quite a few others. But it seems like I was blinded to their red flags and signs or whatever, But it's like when you feel like you ain't got, like, I had to remind myself because back in 2010 or 2011, I said that on Facebook, before I left Facebook for good, I said, if some people think that you're all kinds of crazies, then obviously you're doing something right. So if everybody's against you, you must be doing something right. If everybody's persecuting you and they disagree with you and everything, then you must be doing something right. Because I mean, I gotta remind myself of that because it seems like they got so many people who disagree with me, so many people who who hate me. They think I'm weird, and I don't even make attempts at trying to be eccentric. But I mean, I can't help who I am. I'm just being what I know how to be. Just be myself. I don't even try to be fake. I don't even try to fit in. I don't try to be a thug or try to be hood and gangster or any of that. I'm just being myself. So I'm the gang stalkers. I heard about. I mean, I never heard about other targeted individuals saying that gang stalkers count their calories or obsessed with whatever food you eat. But I heard that they try to calculate your finances. And they try to calculate your finances and stuff. you know. So I heard they try to take, you know, keep track of every penny that you receive, whether you work for it or not. Excuse me. So and I heard that that's why the government hate homeless. But then again, y'all won't give homeless people a chance. You won't let homeless people work. You won't let disabled people work, whether they're homeless or not. You won't let a disabled person work. You won't let a disabled person work. You won't let a homeless person work. You won't let an elderly person work. You won't let a targeted individual work. But, y'all want to try to force euthanasia on people. That's what the targeting is, coerced euthanasia with the gang stalking. And then, they think they got more rights to be on this earth than you do, even if they're way younger than you. And, if they're younger than you, or they even have some people who are children and teenagers, excuse me, that treat me like I don't have a right to exist on the face of this earth. But then I was crazy. I mean, y'all would call me crazy, during the times that I gave y'all what y'all wanted and felt like, trying to wipe myself off the face of this earth. So, I mean, I can't comprehend the times that we're in nowadays with people's hearts being so cold. Now, nowadays, people's hearts ain't cold. People's hearts are beyond frozen. Their hearts are beyond frozen. There's no care in the world. And, when something bad happens to you, people victim blame you and say you deserve it. Like, no compassion at all. Everybody being so judgmental. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm trying as best as I could to, I felt kicked down recently, felt kicked down and wanted to give up, for the past over a month. I felt kicked down and wanted to give up. But it's like I've been trying to, nobody else is going to help me, it seems like, but it's very hard to gather myself together and pick up the pieces of the brokenness myself, trying to pick up the pieces of of the broken puzzle and put my own puzzle back together. It's a lonely, cold world, scary world out here. And with that new age fake karma talk, it's like with the new age fake karma, a lot of people will try to make like every victim of something bad happening. They always, I really believe that victim blaming, it has its roots in new age fake karma talk. That something bad happened to you because, you must have deserved it, or you did such and such wrong in a past life or whatever. Or they will twist and manipulate the Bible, reaping what you sow. But a lot of bad things happen to good people too. You don't even have to do anything to deserve for something bad to happen to you. So I heard about a 14-year-old shot and killed a 13-year-old in my hometown, New Orleans. And I've been hearing a lot of instances with kids and babies accidentally shooting themselves. Or a kid shoot and kill another kid. Like, I heard in New Orleans, my hometown, it was about a couple of weeks ago, a 4-year-old little boy accidentally shot and killed himself. And now I heard about how a 7-year-old boy shot himself in the face. I mean, no, he shot himself in the head or something like that. And then he shot and killed his 5-year-old sister. And so then, I heard about what happened in Hawaii, about how they had wildfires that bad that people were jumping into the ocean to escape the fire. It's so scary, and I heard about people dying in these heat waves, the heat wave going on. I mean, I just got a notification on my phone about the heat advisory. Kids can't even go out and play. The heat advisory, the heat problem is so bad. The heat problem is so bad that that I heard that a lot of schools, they don't even have properly working air conditioners. Excuse me, and they have to delay the school. They have to delay the schooling, stay out of school for another week or two, or they have to cancel extracurricular activities because of the heat being so bad. I heard the heat being so bad that the heat had been so bad that people had to stay inside all summer. This ain't normal at all. This past winter, they had the Arctic freeze, and it was cold beyond normal. Now it's hot beyond normal, and it's freaking traumatizing and scary. Like yesterday, I thought something was going to happen to me in that doggone heat, just to go get mail. But I'm glad I made it back. I'm glad I survived and made it back, I thought I was going to fall out yesterday. I mean, I couldn't even go for walks on maybe 4 weeks ago or something like that. It was a Saturday. I tried to go take a walk, and I couldn't even walk for 10 minutes because I had to go back inside because the heat was so bad, and I thought I was going to fall out or die. And back in 2017, my hometown, New Orleans, it was a scary August 18th, a week before me and my twin sister's birthday was. And then I ended up in the emergency room on our birthday, not due to heat, but because of them hit me with direct energy weapons. So, but August 18th was traumatizing. I probably should have gone to the hospital, but I didn't go because of the heat. And, I had heat exhaustion, and, it was August 18th, 2017. I think it was a Friday, right, a week before Hurricane Harvey. And I even had some days before that where it was so hot. But that was the time in December of 2017. I remember it being a Saturday. And I was in the 7th ward near my family member's house. I don't know if I was walking from drunk lady Yvonne's house or Ramona's house, or I think it was Yvonne's house, somewhere in the 7th ward, And I was walking in the 7th ward, and it was December. And it was weird that it was hot enough that I thought I would have had a heat stroke. And I was wearing summer clothes too. I wasn't even wearing hot clothes. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Then it was New Year's 2018. And they had a bad freeze, 2 or 3 weeks later. And I wasn't homeless, but I was stranded trying to get home coming from drunk lady Yvonne's house. And it got down to 30 degrees. And I nearly rolled over and died. And I felt the blood in my legs turn into slush. I was about to freeze over and die. So, dang. Yeah, I had some other stuff go on. But it's like, nobody really cared. Nobody cared because you're targeted. Hold on right quick. Okay, I'm coming. See, they got this perp. Marston's man 61. I can't see his whole comment, but he said something about heard you've been wearing red recently. And he looked like he got a fake military looking outfit, and looked like as if a Photoshop picture of Donald Trump wearing a military outfit or something. I don't know, but I mean, so like now ever since going through with Paul, now the harassment is getting way heavy now. But he's getting harassed too, but then turning around and doing the perping and abusing, you know. But even when I went through what I went through with Anthony, I would get increased harassment, or anybody else. So they harass really bad, you know. But they got some people who you might be tricked into thinking that they're an uncorrupted fellow TI. Oh, it's starting to taste like salt water again. If you might think that somebody's an uncorrupted fellow TI, and you don't know until after the so-called rabbit hole goes very deep, and then you discover that they be the perp agents, an abusive narcissist using projection, you know. And even other professed targets, if they act like they don't like you and they hate you and they're jealous of the little that you get when you have much or nothing. If they're jealous and envious, and they even act like they want you to go kill yourself. Like, you say you hate gang stalking, but you're playing both sides. You know, an agent infiltrating and playing both sides, and being gang stalked and doing the gang stalking, and then link up with the satanic people trying to traffic me. And then y'all lie and say nobody's trying to sex traffic me. And I showed y'all the evidence, the online evidence. I mean, I did a video, not this time, but the time before, not yet yesterday, but the previous time, I think it was, when I did laundry. In the online, they had the in-person gang stalkers. You know, I don't even know if they had sincere intentions. So, you know, I don't even know. Like, as I said, even the women you gotta watch out for, because this abusive, narcissistic black lady in Pensacola, I think it was that she pretended to offer me a ride from my storage unit. And it was a brand new vehicle that was very, very dirty. It was brand new, but extremely dirty. And that lady was abusive and highly narcissistic. And she made me feel unsafe in the car. Well, it was an SUV. And so she offered me a ride and tricked me into thinking that she was gonna take me straight to back downtown or straight wherever I need, or maybe straight to the mall or straight to wherever I needed to go. And then she had me riding around in the car with her for at least 2.5 hours. And, I think she felt scared of me, because I really think she pretended to offer me that ride. I think she was trying to send me somewhere where I didn't want to go or trying to traffic me. And then, when I was in Pensacola, they had these guys that offered me a ride on a rainy day. And I think my stuff was too heavy. I was stranded and the bus didn't come, or I don't remember what the scenario was, but I was stranded out there in the rain and waiting hours for the bus, and the bus didn't come or something like that. Or it was an area where the buses don't run. I don't remember. And so these guys offered me a ride. No, you know what? It was on Woodruff Road. That little transportation did not come for some reason. That little shuttle, it didn't come when it was supposed to, or they were backed up with traffic or something with the rain. And I was waiting for a long time in the rain, and they had these couple of guys that offered me a ride in the rain. And then they they tricked me into, manipulated me into thinking that they were going to give me a ride straight home. And then they started talking about weed. And then they were afraid that I was going to tell on them or snitch on them. So they just, in the rain, threw me out, in the middle of the rain, and had me stranded in an unfamiliar area where the buses don't run. So then it took me another set of hours it was a man who, supposedly a Christian man, who had no strings attached and had a brand new Mazda 3. And he gave me a ride and he sent me straight home. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus, So then, the idea of me not having a car, and then when I really do be needing a ride, that's when people just look down on me like they think they're better, and nobody really want to offer me a ride. When I'm struggling with carrying a lot of belongings and don't have the money for a taxi or the bus, or if the buses don't go to that spot or whatever. But they have had moments when I was living up in here. If I go to Dollar General, and the belongings, the stuff that I bought would be it's a struggle to carry just one block away. So I didn't, I'm sitting here saying, I did not realize that this, so basically, what that means, that said, Daddy, what do you do for a living? I'm a gang stalker, honey. I torture people electronically in hopes that they will commit suicide. So the gang stalking, with the eugenics, and we target individuals no matter how cute and attractive we might be. We're seen by society as undesirables. We're seen by society as undesirable, and if they want to say we're undesirable, and then So like the eugenics and extermination, they want to get rid of us undesirables and treat us like we're not welcome on the face of this earth, or make it like as if simply our existence is a felony crime, a major felony for us to exist or be seen in their presence. And they feel like, oh, we must get rid of Candy Grand Prix at all costs. So they want to rid you from society, and they say we banned from society or kicked out of society, you know. So dirty. Excuse me. So we're banned from or kicked out of society, and not allowed to exist anywhere. And then they want to try to make you hopeless and make you give up. And then they say that everything about you, that you're just a negative person, that you're full of negativity, when they're actually abusive and narcissistic and projecting their dirty thoughts about onto you, you know. So they're projecting their dirty thoughts onto you. But if you try to do something positive, they ruin and sabotage and destroy it. But if you're doing bad, they'll destroy you even more. And it's like they talk about you so harsh. I mean, you have a problem if you defend and agree with satanic sex traffickers and then get paid. Don't tell me about crimes that I'm committing this and that crime and breaking the law. Well, look what y'all can get paid to do or get rewarded for doing. I'm just basically trying to exist and survive. But they try to strip you away from the little that you have and leave you to feel hopeless, hopeless, useless, and worthless. And I should not have had to be 15 years old, walking around feeling like, what's the point in living? What is the use of living? I mean, it's really not a good feeling, you know, to be manipulated into feeling like, you know, for that people would criminalize your very presence and existence. You know, so it seems like as if the gang stalking program is satanic forced euthanasia. And what makes it spiritual, you know, the idea that if you end up, like, I've been trying to stay strong and not do it, you know, trying to stay strong. And I feel traumatized by my past attempts. But, you know, if you end up offing yourself, then you go to hell automatically. And I heard that they get bigger bonuses when they can get you to do it yourself. They get paid more money. They get bigger bonuses when they can get what y'all call a chosen one to off themselves, if they can get rid of you. But like the gang stalking, I think I did a video about this before, about how the gang stalking would seem like a multi-level marketing cult. Because if they can, it's like when you recruiting people for Avon or Herbalife or whatever other multi-level marketing. It seems like the gang stalking kind of operates like multi-level marketing in the way where you, like, if you're a gang stalker, and then if you get paid more money to recruit a TI to forfeit their souls and then become a gang stalker too. And so then, you recruit people like a multi-level marketing cult or like a cult. And then you get bonuses. You get paid more for recruiting that person, and you keep getting paid more. So like with the multi-level marketing scam cults, if somebody recruited me to work for Avon, they get more money by getting me in. And if I make sales, then they make more money off of my sales. And then if I recruit somebody, then I end up making more money from the sales that they make. And I think that's kind of how the gang stalking operates. Like a multi-level marketing, scam cult. So they're trying to beat me into submission. It's like they're playing both sides. Like they want to get rid of me and hate everything I do, but at the same time they want to try to coerce me to join them. And they stalk everything I do, and then they reverse it on me and lie and say that I'm jealous of them and stalking and harassing them and trying to live vicariously through them. And that Jessica person, she lied on me and said that I target children, that I target and harass children. Those kids, the grandma and the son, the grandma and the grandma's son, the kids' parents and grandparents. I got video evidence of them gang stalking me yesterday. The kids, I didn't see the kids yesterday. But, as I said, somebody put that marks on my door. I saw the kids walking looked like as if they walked off of my doorstep. And then I turned the camera on to them. I didn't realize that was the grandma, the nosy grandma's grandkids. They still got that. There's more than one shoe mark on the door. And I don't remember the marks being there. I don't remember the marks being there. Before, I don't remember the marks being there before that day. So, but anyway, it's 3:09 p.m. and I just got up 3 hours ago. I'm still tired and sleep deprived though. I guess my body's catching up on lost sleep. But I got as much rest as I felt like I needed. Wow. I got heavy. I didn't even do much activity. And they got, now all of a sudden, I just feel suddenly out of breath and my heart beating hard and working fast. They hit me with weapons. They're doing that. So, yeah, it seems like it's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing, with the forced, it's a spiritual thing to try to get you to forfeit your soul and go to hell if you consider a chosen one. If you sell out, that's a spiritual suicide. But if you, off yourself, that's a physical suicide. But yeah, I heard that if they can get you to do it yourself, then if they can get you to do it yourself, then they get paid more money. But then if they can't get you to off yourself, or if they can't get you, then they will kill you. And then do like this, how they do the celebrities. They either make you go missing. If they'll make you go missing, and they're psychopathic enough that they'll try to make you go missing, and then they're psychopathic enough to make things look like as if fake evidence that you did it yourself. Or they'll make it like it was an accident. Like with the celebrities or anybody who got some power and influence and speaking the truth, they will try to cover it up and falsely make it look like as if it was self-inflicted or an accident. But it's like the foster brother Joe is psychopathic enough that he would do something like, force your hands onto a gun and then pull the trigger, and then like with the bullet to your head, and then manipulate and lie to everybody and say that you did it yourself. This is the foster mom's son, biological son, who is the type to do something like this. Like when the foster mom sicked him on me like a dog one time. I was 18 going on 19. And he beat me up. And then he raised my arm up in the air, and then balled up my fingers into a fist. And then, he balled up my fingers into a fist, and then started use my own fist to punch me in the mouth and bust my lip, so he could lie to the police and say that I'm crazy and punch myself. When he did that. He balled my fists up and started using my own fist to punch me. He nearly succeeded at murdering that foster boy Ernest. And my twin sister and the foster brother Joe's own biological son, Julian, and my twin sister, they were eyewitnesses to what Joe did to that foster boy Ernest. He nearly killed Ernest. Ernest was a child. Ernest probably was a damn targeted individual. They had him in and out of the mental hospitals. They say he was autistic, but they say he was smart as fuck. They used to compare me and Ernest a lot. His name was Ernest Wallace. Now, I don't know if his name was Ernest Anthony Wallace or Ernest Xavier Lee Wallace. I heard different stories. I don't know. I just know his name was Ernest Wallace. And I only saw the aftermath. It felt like, it looked like a volcano of blood pouring out of his fucking head. And Ernest was still functioning. I'm like, it almost brings me to tears, and it freaking traumatized me to see this. Like the foster brother Joe, when he slapped, and my twin sister was afraid to speak up and say anything for fear that he might do something like that to her or do her something worse. I did not know until last year the biological brother Wyatt told me that Joe put a gun to his head. Or that Joe put a gun out on him or held him at gunpoint or something like that. But Joe threatened me with a gun. he had a gold pistol and started lecturing me about this little expensive gold pistol that was made with real gold. That same pistol, he took that pistol sometime later on in life. Excuse me. He took that pistol and he was gonna shoot that boy Andre that had sex with the foster sister Joni right around the time when I became targeted. Joe was gonna shoot Andre's dad. Andre's dad didn't know what was going on. He accidentally knocked on the wrong door. And Lanika from the Kraft family, she orchestrated and set all this shit up. She set it all up. And Lanika we were only 14, but Lanika almost costed Andre's dad. That man almost lost his life. But Joe probably would have felt protected with the whatever fake stand your ground laws, but they didn't have the stand your ground laws back then. But But Joe was in the Navy, and he probably was crazy before the Navy. But I thought Joe, he had some meanness to him. But it seemed like whatever the Navy did to him, the military turned him to a straight up, not narcissistic abuser. He is a straight up fucking psychopath. Straight up psycho. Who knows how many people he secretly killed, and nobody gonna give him a psychological evaluation. Nobody took Joe's kids and put them in foster care, or called him an unfit dad or whatever. But all the women and children he beat on. And then his son Julian was 3 years old and being physically abused and beat on with black eyes and everything. From Joe's wife, Melinda. They're not married anymore. But during that time, Julian's mom, Joe's wife, Melinda's sister, Melinda was Filipino, and her sister was, supposedly abusing Julian when Julian was 3 years old. But then, I don't even think Joe did anything about it. But Julian was like the favorite. Because he's half Filipino, the foster mom, Adrian Felder, she glorified Julian as the favorite because he was the only one that was like half Asian, half mixed. I'm sorry. What am I saying? He was mixed. I'm sorry, that didn't come out right. That's my sleep deprivation talking. But he was mixed, and he was half Asian, like half Filipino. They have some people who think that Filipinos are Pacific Islanders, But he was glorified as the favorite grandchild, because he was the only one who was mixed and half Filipino. So, the foster mom, they have mixed kids in the foster family. There's only one mixed child, other than us we already mixed because we're Creole. But if the family is light-skinned Creole and mixed or whatever already, but, they want to continue the generation with black kids. But my nephew Josh has a half Laotian, and she's the only mixed kid in the family aside from us being Creoles. They don't even really have people in the family that's mixed with black and Spanish, or half black, half Puerto Rican, or half black, half Mexican in the family. But my great niece Sierra is the only family member that's she's half Asian, she's mixed. But Sean, the biological brother Sean, married a white woman because Pete forced Sean to marry that woman in order to make a fool out of Sean. And then Ramona had a Puerto Rican boyfriend. But I think Ramona probably sacrificed Amigo. Amigo had kids mixed with black and Puerto Rican, but they weren't from Ramona though. But yeah, I think Ramona sacrificed Amigo. But Amigo, I used to call him Enemiga because he was a perp too. But Amigo was Puerto Rican. And Ramona's son, my nephew Raymond, found Amigo dead in his own house. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ramona sacrificed Amigo. With this, even my own family fucking wicked and demonic. Oh, they're making my nose itch. See, I have to explain that because I'm letting y'all know I'm not doing this on purpose. Why does my hand smell like cigarette smoke? I don't even smoke. So, excuse me. So, it might have been something that I touched at the laundromat yesterday. But I've been washing, cleaning my hands, several times. Yeah, my hands smell like a mild cigarette smoke smell for some reason. But in the foster family, so Joe had, kids. He had one son that's half Filipino. And then, let's see, the foster cousin Chris and the other foster cousin Mildred, they got mixed kids, like kids that's half white. Well, no, they're more than half white because Mickey looks white. The foster aunt Mickey, the foster mom Adrian Felder's sister Mickey looks white. And the foster grandma Mildred Collins look white. Then my biological family, I got family members that look white. Because of us being Creole. And so then but the biological dad, Arthur, his skin color was tan, like an olive complexion, somewhere approximately the foster mom Adrian Felder's skin color. But he was a man who looked identical to the foster grandma Mildred Collins. But then the biological dad, Arthur's mom, Agnes Smith, she also looked identical to the foster grandma Mildred Collins. And she had white people's skin color. She looked like a white lady. And so I got like some relatives that look white or the complexion of white people. Like my niece, Hellface Ugly Monica, the complexion of white people. And then her kids turn out white looking too. Well, Lil Randy turned out to look whiter than her. And so yeah. And the foster cousin Sydney, I didn't realize she got married. She married a Hispanic guy and they had such a gorgeous little baby. But I'm surprised that the foster sister Joni didn't intermingle with somebody that's Hispanic. I think she fooled around with him, but all her kids are black though. But and the same thing with Joni's brother James. All the kids are whatever how many kids he got, they're all black kids, But the foster brother Joe and the foster cousin Shelby. Well, Shelby, you never catch Shelby with a black woman. I never saw him with a white woman either. He only like those foreign people like Hispanic and Egyptian and stuff like that, He loves Honduran women for some reason. He been with so many women from Honduras. Excuse me. But me, I'm single with no kids. And the foster mom, Adrian Felder, thought she had the authority to try to force me, like she tried to force me to like the things that she claimed to like. So she acted like she wanted to try to force me to be with people who are not my type, And my twin sister tried to do the same thing. Acting like they want to try to force me to be with somebody that they know I'm not attracted to. If that ain't trafficking, then I don't know or call yourself trying to pimp somebody, I don't know what that is. But, me being a grown adult, about to be 40 years old, still being disrespected and abused and treated like I don't have a right to make my own decisions, And that's part of trying to steal my identity away from me. You're trying to murder my identity, So now, what time is it? 3:26 p.m. right now. Can't you believe I'm still feeling sleep deprived and tired? Like I need more sleep. And I want to write some more, I want to write some more short stories. But, I wrote the letter for the Social Security and I put it on my blog. And I haven't sent it off yet. It would be a lot to handwrite on paper, but I need to get to find a way to print it out. But yeah, me calling myself trying to gather documentation for the Social Security and SSI, I'm still not done with it. And I feel like I need a break. I need some time off and a break from doing that, before I lose my mind and go crazy, And it's like they want to bully me into compliance and submission and trying to criminalize me about $24 a month. That's not a lot. But 4 years worth, yeah, that's over $1,000. Well over $1,000, like $1,000 or $1,500. I don't remember how much that turned out to be a lot. But as I said, blocking me from independence, blocking me from employment, and blocking me from making a living, blocking me from being, blocking me from survival. I feel like even if a disabled or a homeless person wanted to work, whatever happened to these right to work laws or anti-discrimination laws, and they do it and then people say, oh, they get away with it because it's hard to prove. So they keep you in a trapped cycle of poverty, a trapped cycle of forced poverty, and then the only way out of the poverty is, if they want to try to make it like the only way you can get out of this cycle is to sell your soul. And that's when you get to live the American dream. But no thanks. I want nothing to do with satanic rituals. No, not me. So, thanks for listening to me. I'm going to try to work on some writing. Try to. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But I'm going to try to work on some writing and, if something happens, then I'll come back on here. But if not, then I'll see y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.